All right. We are back live and direct from my underground bunker, if you will. We got the prison phone ringing, calls coming in.
This call is now
Esta
being
es
recorded.
Global Calling.
Thank you.
Usted
Thank you
tiene
for
una
that, David
llamada
Hart,
prepagada de
Kristen,
David Lopez.
David
un
Lopez.
individuo encarcelado en de la
Can
prisión
you guys hear?
estatal de
Can you guys
Centinela,
hear? Let me know if you
McAllen,
guys can hear.
California.
If you could hear me,
Esta
hit a
llamada
thumbs
y
up.
su
If you
número de
can't hear,
teléfono
hit a
será
thumbs down.
controlada y grabada.
Can you guys hear the
You have a
collect call?
prepaid call. You will
Please
not be
let me
charged
know.
for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga
We
o
can hear.
oprima
Can you guys
ahora
hear the
el
tone too
5.
from the call? Cinco.
Gracias por utilizar Global Calling.
Hello, hello.
What's up, my boy?
What up? Is this David Isaac Lopez calling in from Santa Elena State Prison?
Unfortunately, yes, it is. Yeah. Yeah, since you put it that way, yeah.
Man, hey, what's up, David? Man, how's it going today? You have you guys seen any bunnies hiding any eggs over there on the prison yard?
We try not to talk about that too much because I ain't trying to put anybody out there. You know, I
That's
I mean,
right.
yeah. Yeah, about those hiding eggs in the prison wall, stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, though, it's the same old. It's the same old here, man. We had a pretty exciting day today. Tell you what, man, exciting day over here.
Exactly do you mean by that?
Well, non-violent, so it was non-violent, exciting. But today was tournament day. So during spring break every year, we do there's tournaments for spring break and there's tournaments for summer and winter break. So generally there's no work on those days. There's like kitchen jobs and stuff like that, but there's no education, no vocational trades and stuff like that. So because there's a lot of people that are not working, that means that there's a lot of people out on the yard. So what the institution does is they offer tournaments. That way people have something to focus on rather than just being out, a whole bunch of people out on the yard doing nothing. So they offer us incentives to set up sports tournaments. So today we did flag football. We got jerseys. We got like goalposts. We have all kinds of. Well, I mean, they're not big old goalposts, but they're definitely like football cones and goal markers and stuff like that. They have the yard markers. So we have that, and then we do softball tournaments. We do handball tournaments, volleyball tournaments, and soccer tournaments. So my boy Jesse, we're in all those tournaments. We sign up for everything. And if your team, you have to set up a tournament. You have to set up a team, and you have to enter your team in a tournament. So I'm on a hot shot team. My team dominates the tournament every.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
So today we did the football tournament, and we got our little jerseys and the flags and all that stuff. So man, people didn't know I could move like that. I caught a good pass. I did like a juke, and the guy, I'm telling you, James, it looked like a movie. The dudes flew by.
Yeah.
The dudes flew by, and they ran into like a crowd of people. And then I went around and I did another spin move, and another dude flew by into a crowd of people, and it was a highlight. I can't see the highlight of my life though, because my wife pointed that out. She's like, "Really, motherfucker, this is what we're doing?" So,
Hey, you can't be too happy about certain things. Hey, they gotta bring you back down to earth.
I had to clean that shit up real quick. Like, no, not even close. It was just a good moment. Can I qualify it as just like an acceptable moment?
Right?
You can't say highlight of your life around the wife, But you're gonna be like, all right, well, bet.
Right. Hey, let me ask you. So we got a question from Brian. Brian wants to know what prison is this?
Centinela State Prison, which is in the lower trenches of Southern California. Like literally, we're probably 30 miles from the Mexican border. This is a level 3. No, we have a level 4 here also. We got a level 4 and 3 level 3 yards. I'm on one of the level 3 yards.
Let me ask you, I'm not sure if you've ever been to that level 4 right there in Centinela, or if you heard of some of the things that go on over there as far as the sports. Do they have the same type of setup over there that they got right there at the yard you're located at?
I haven't been to CR here, but I've been on 270 level fours. So yeah, CR here is a 270 level four, which means it's set up like it's set up similar to level threes. Like level three and level four, 270 have the same design. 5 buildings with an open yard in the middle, and it has like there's 3 sections in the building, 2 tiers. So that's how 270 designs are set up. The only difference between their yard and our yard, since it's a level four, their yard is split down the middle by a giant gate. So it's a fence. It's pretty high too. It's probably, I mean, it's, I don't know, I want to say 15 feet, 12 feet the size of the ceiling. So probably about 15, 20 feet up this fence, and then it's got barbed wire across it. So the yard is literally split in half. 1 and 2 blocks generally go to yard together, and 3, 4, and 5 will go to yard together. And then they only open the tier, top tier, bottom tier. So they do that right here too. So if you're in 1 and 2 block, only the top tier can come out at the same time.
Mm.
That's how they do it. And that limits the movement.
And do you know if they have like the same sports programs that they do right there on the level 3 that you're
Well,
at?
well, because it's a 270 over there, and that yard's extremely violent.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they have baseball bats.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't. I was on 1 270 where they didn't allow baseball bats or anything like that, and I would be shocked if they had them over there. I don't ever hear them like playing softball over there. So the tournaments that they would have would probably be basketball, handball, and soccer. But I believe that they have the same opportunities to participate in tournaments because it would be the same reason for the tournaments, you know?
Yeah.
No wealth, no education, a lot of people on the yard. So you would think that they would need something to do to occupy their time.
So I know you mentioned you've been on another level 4, 270. Um,
Yeah.
when it comes to sports, how much does that mean to you guys? Having sports, coming from, the differences, a prison that had it and a prison that didn't, or you couldn't use baseball bats and whatnot. How does that affect you, or help you out, to do your time?
Well, it's tremendously, it affects us tremendously. So over there, any prison, like I said, we're, we're in a giant fishbowl, pretty much. What you have is what you have. There's nothing else that's going to be added to your world other than the pull-up bars, whatever field you have for soccer, the handball courts are just always going to be there. And that's the backdrop of your entire life, of your entire existence in here, as far as, physical activity. You have the same track. You can only run in circles. You can only go one way on the track too. Everybody goes counterclockwise on the track here. You can't walk in any other direction but counterclockwise. So you're constantly going in the same direction. You're constantly moving on the yard. Everybody has their spot, where they always go, the people that they're around. So sports is a huge way that people interact with each other that might not interact with each other normally. So I think it's very important. For instance, it's not because of any like racial issues or anything that I had personally, but in prison I predominantly hung out with people that look like me. And not only did they look like me, I predominantly hung out with people that were only from Southern California. That was just what it was. It was the routine in here. Anything else, anybody else that wasn't from my region or didn't look like me, if they were white or if they were black or, whatever their race was, if they weren't Mexican from Southern California, I wasn't going to be around them because it wasn't safe to be around other people that weren't my own in here. So when I became a non-designated, which is I don't identify as X and Y, I don't identify as general population. I identify as a programmer, and that's what it is. I don't have any gang ties or anything like that. But when I came over to non-designated yard, there's interaction amongst races, and there's interaction amongst regions. So here you see Southerners, people from Southern California, on a team with people from Central California or Northern California. In the GP yards that are controlled by the gangs, you don't really see that. People are kind of split. And then the guys who identify as Paisos in here they're mostly Mexican nationals or guys from South America. They kind of hang out with their own car as well. Their own, we call them their flags here. So they hang out together. So what I loved about sports in here, I came onto this yard and I was like, well, I see some guys they're cool people. They're black or they're, Northerners and, but they just seem like cool people. I can tell, but I don't really know how to go and start hanging out with these guys. It's like, man, these guys, it's like they're smart. They're really good with the programs with, CGA, which is Criminals and Gang Members Anonymous, NAAA, facilitators. But it's not normal for somebody from where I come from to just go and approach those guys and be like, hey, what's your name? And, because it might cause suspicion. Like, well, why does this guy want to get close to me? Who is this guy? So there's just, people have too much time on their hands in prison. So sports is a great way to break the ice. When I saw guys that were cool people, I wanted to know more about them. Guess what I did? I signed up on the basketball league. I was way out of place. Basketball league, James. I was like, they were like, it's in. So the first time that I did that with basketball was, okay, I was known for being really violent and a loose cannon in prison before. I was in issues that were multiracial, which means that they were, racial issues and stuff that were happening. It wasn't because I did it because I didn't like members of a certain race. I did it because members of who I ran with went at it with members who they ran with, and we all had to get involved. So I was, I did the most. Anything that transpired, I was a representation of my gang. So I did what I had to do no matter who it was, So I had issues with guys in here that were, black guys in here before, had been into some altercations with them. And when I started playing basketball, word got around. They were like, well, watch out for that guy. When I got to my next prison, this was a level 4 institution. They're like, watch out for that guy. He had issues with some other people. Just be careful, So I noticed, I was like, man, basketball's easy. I was like, cause these dudes didn't want no problems with nobody. I didn't want no problems with nobody, but they didn't know me. So I'm going in there and I'm balling. I'm like, damn, I'm balling, James. I'm doing layups. I'm like, man, I'm finding hey, hey, I'm finding a lane. I'm stealing the ball. I'm stealing the ball from these guys. And I'm like, damn, I'm a natural. I'm a
Yeah.
natural. I'm freaking now. I should have been playing basketball my whole life. So after the guys get more comfortable with me, they see that they can, basketball in prison or any sports in prison, it's really physical. You get in there. It's like, man, we call it jungle ball sometimes. So I'm noticing that as time progresses and the guys see that I'm getting bumped here and there and they're kind of watching me, the guy steals the ball and he scores on me and I'm celebrating him. I'm like, man, that was badass, dude. You freaking, I'm giving them praise because they're playing real basketball.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So eventually I asked them, I was like, hey, what's up with homeboy? Like, I just took the ball from him like nothing. They're like, no, it's not that. It's just that he didn't want you to fire on him. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, yeah, that when you got here, they warned us about you. They said that you were real quick to violence and that you could be a loose cannon and to watch out for you. And man, I internalized that, James. I internalized that and I never forgot that because that made me think, like, man, these are all good ass dudes and I came into their world and I made them extremely uncomfortable because of who I used to be. That wasn't who I am today, not who I am today. But
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
I had to be mindful of that. I had to be mindful of my behavior from before, and so I had a lot of apologizing to do, man. And after that, they seen that I was a cool dude, so then I started getting involved with basketball a lot, you know. And that's when I got pretty tight with guys from Northern California, because a lot of them dudes, man, they can ball. I started playing with them. I got onto teams, and I played every year now with them. But that's what sports did, though. It unites people that normally wouldn't interact with each other. It breaks barriers.
Man, that's what's up, David. Man, hey, I know we're kind of short right now.
Yep.
The call's about to hang up, but if you want to
Yep.
go ahead and call back, we'll go ahead and continue, and then hopefully, if some of these individuals got some calls or questions for us, they're going to start dropping them on the
Yep.
chat, and then I'll go and read off some of the greetings that we got. You know, we got greetings from the UK, from Texas, and from all over the place. So I'll go ahead and read some of those off
That's
right now
cool.
when you call back. It's Rio. Hey, hey, HD, I see you're excited for the UK elections that I always see on here. That's sure right, man. You guys are on to me, man. You guys are on to me on the UK account, if you will. Damn, James, you got a UK account? Hell yeah, what's up, boy? You know the banana that we're gonna have back in January is probably the one of the best things that happened to me. Opening up one of these accounts, because man, this account definitely gets a lot of traffic from all over the world, man. So I highly appreciate all of you guys right now. Let me see.
This call is now being recorded.
Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
Red
Lopez.
the red coat spy.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela,
What up,
California.
Dustin?
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima
Happy
ahora el 5.
Easter loco. Hey, what up, Ignacio?
Gracias
Sheesh.
por
Hell
utilizar
yeah.
Global Tel Link.
Hello, hello.
Yep. What's up, my boy?
Hey, what up? So, man, we have Nacho. Nacho just dropped a comment in the chat. He writes, "Happy Easter, loco." Amen. Gracias, un chingo de gracias, Ignacio. Man, appreciate that.
Yep. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yep. Is that Nacho? Nacho, the one that
the one and only.
Marcelli, you. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's my boy right there. Nacho, what's up, man? I said mine on behalf of Jesse. He's on a visit right now. Told me a lot about you, man. I know you're a solid dude. Glad to
Yeah,
have you here.
man. Yeah, for
What
sure.
else we got?
Man, we got a question from Dustin. He writes, "Is that a real inmate phone on the wall?" Shh, you better believe it right there. So, hey, whenever you hear the phone ring, there's two rings. There's a loud ring, which is that phone ringing right there, and then the other ring is on my computer. So, yeah, it is real. It works. I could actually walk up there and pick up the phone call, and you guys could listen to me talk on that. I haven't done it in a while because I don't got the wires hooked up, but I might start doing that again. You know, to give you guys that authentic feeling, if you will. We got let me see. It's not just Jeremy writes, "Keep your head up." Let me see what else. What else do we have? Let me see. We got HD. She writes, "The red coat's spine," and the reason she's saying that because on the on the UK account they're getting a banner that says something about UK elections. She writes, "I'm excited for the UK elections that I always see on here." And HD is the one that when we did that last week when we were on with Jesse.
That's the homegirl right there.
Yep.
Yep, she's a homegirl. She's a part of the Ecklet Call family of Texas. Yep, remember her.
That's
We
right.
really appreciate your call, everything you said, your insight. Like we don't forget you, AC.
Yep. Hey
Shout
Nacho,
out right there.
let me ask, would you mind if Nacho wants to if he wants to tap in, would you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Okay, all right.
Never mind.
So I just threw that out there, Nacho. If you wanna reach out to us,
Yeah.
via the TikTok app, I'll go ahead and bring you on. And I know you always be coming in with the heat. You always bring in those good questions that'll definitely challenge you when you're in front of the parole board, and it sheds a lot of insight in regards to what individuals go through, when they're behind the wall, and what helps them transform. So if you're still on, you're more than welcome. Let me see. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll go ahead and read them off, as they come in, as time permits, if you will.
Yep.
Let me see. We got a question.
For
Go ahead.
go ahead.
You got it.
No, I was gonna say for the regulars that come on here, I usually come on with my celly, which is my boy Jesse, but he's out of visit right now, so I had to hold down the fort with James right here, and I just wanted to give that disclaimer out there. I was like, man, where's Jess at?
All right, Ignacio. So I just sent you an invite, Ignacio. Hopefully, if you're able to click on it, and hopefully everything's set up correctly, then just tap on in and we'll figure it out right now. Let me see. We do have a question from, let me see, from Roddy, and he's asking, how much time has he served and how much longer?
Well, I've been in for 15 years on this term. I'm sentenced to 40 years to life, but I have an opportunity to go to board in 2031. So a little over 6 years, I become eligible for board under some law that got passed. Yep.
All right. Hopefully that cleared up your question right there, Roddy. And Roddy, he's been tapping in for the last week or two. Really appreciate you guys tapping in. All of you guys that come in, week after week.
Yep.
I appreciate you guys. With the court hearings and these phone calls. I'm trying to diversify and bring in, different angles from getting into the system. If that makes any sense to you guys. Let me see. See. We got a question, or we got a comment from Tammy. She says, I don't know his charges. But I like to know if if he has regrets. Hey, Ignacio, can you hear us, Ignacio?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear Ignacio, David?
Yep, I hear him. What's up, Nacho?
What's up with it, man? How you guys doing?
Easter, man. We're doing all right, man.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter and all that good stuff. But yeah, what's going on? I'm trying to turn on my camera right now.
Okay, all right, cool. Thank you. So Nacho, I had the pleasure to meet Nacho through Jesse. Jesse's currently not on this phone call right now, but Nacho, he was formerly incarcerated. He did a few decades in prison, and he's out in the streets now, and he's thriving. It amazes me at the things that he's completed in the small amount of time that he's been out. So I tip my hat off to Nacho for turning over a new leaf and not continuing the destructive lifestyle that he was living before he went to prison. Hey, what's up, Nacho?
What's up, bro? What's up, my man? Sure. Well, I appreciate you. What's homeboy's name again? And I'm sorry because I was running around when I tapped in. I was running out to my car, but just I wanted to say I recognize your face. Can you remind me of the name again, bro?
David.
David.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say I think it's people like Jesse, man, that amplify our voice, bro, and they take time out of their life and he does a lot of sacrifices too. I always say it, I say it to by ourselves when we talk, one on one, but I'll say it in public that there's a lot of sacrifices to get that phone on that wall, bro, to get that county jail thing on that wall, to put up those shelves, that time, you have children, you have a wife, you have a job, but you still have a heart, for people that are invisible to a lot of parts of society, and you give us a place and for me, bro, my heart always goes out to people like that, to you, especially Jesse, and to David. I mean, if you're with Jesse, then I mean, I'm sure, it's definitely never a dull moment, but now for I'm here, any questions as well? I don't know what else to say.
Teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here, bro. It's a good day today.
Yeah, so I don't know. Do you know anything about mine and Jesse's history?
Both of you guys?
Yeah, we have a lot of history, me and Jesse. So
no,
I actually know Jesse. I've known Jesse since I was a teenager.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I've known him for a long time, and so I know him from the streets and everything. So I first met Jesse out on the streets, and then we spent time in the juvenile system together. And when I came to prison before him on my old number, and like 2 years later, he came on what he's here for now, which is for taking somebody's life. So when Jesse was he's a year older. He's a year older than me. So when we were younger, like when we were teenagers, like me and a lot of the guys that were my age, we looked up to Jesse a lot. He was somebody who was always had something going on and stuff, and so he was actually there when I first got into my very first incident in juvenile hall, and it's just crazy how things transpired. So when he progressed into the adult system, into gang, it's crazy that how everything transpired, where we're both in the part of our life right now, which is recovery. I came over from level 4 yard, and I knew Jesse was here, so I was kind of eager to come here to Cincinnati to spend some time with him. And now we have an opportunity. We're both Sallies now, so it's cool that Jesse's like a brother to me. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just, yeah, it's never a dull moment, man. He told me a lot about you, Nacho. He told me a lot about you, and just the time that you spent with him and stuff, you know. And there was a question that somebody asked about why I'm here. I'm here because I took somebody's life. I can't really get into details because TikTok they suspend us a lot.
No,
But
I
yeah, I took
respect that. And
somebody's
for the
life.
victims, that's the right move, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to. And then the thing is that one of the people asked about regret, and for you, Nacho, you understand because you had similar circumstances. Now I've been here for 15 years. My regret is it used to be all about me. It was about what I was going through, the time that I had, but my regret doesn't center around that. My regret is the knowledge that I took away somebody from their family. They're never going to have their loved one again. And those are because of my actions. And
Yeah.
I wish that it didn't happen, but it did. And the sad part about it is because people ask sometimes, well, what if you would have taken it back? What if, uh, what if the situation would have been different? Well, unfortunately, the person that I was then would have done it to somebody else.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I
that
mean,
was the messed up.
hey, I apologize for interrupting, but what you just said, I
Yep,
mean, for society, I mean, for whoever's listening, but in there we say that we're
yep,
like, hey, you like
yep,
me as well. When I committed my life crime, when I took the life of the man that I went to prison for as well, when I was 18 years old,
yep.
it was like that day I could have shot anybody, bro. I was like a runaway
Yeah,
train.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it was
Yep,
like whatever was in my
yep.
path. I mean, you can't see what I don't know if you can see me, but because I use my hands a lot. But I'm
I
saying,
can.
but it's like I was going down the street that day, anybody could defy me, and I would have shot him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yep,
Because it was what I was dealing with
100%.
in my heart. And all I could say is, I mean, you sound educated. You sound like you have. I mean, obviously, if you knew Jesse, Jesse's, like a diamond in the rough. So are you. I think we all are. Every
Yep,
single person is.
yep,
But we get put through fire and
absolutely.
pressure in order to make those
Yep,
right cuts. So when the
100%.
sun hits it, you shine just as bright as you're supposed to. You know what I mean? And and
Absolutely.
that's all part of that pressure. The stuff that you put yourself in through. You know what I mean? Forget what other
Yep,
people did to you. What did you put yourself into? Like you put yourself right there, bro. You know what I mean? And
yep,
that's when I realized that,
100%.
and this is just my personal thing, dog, because I'm a nerd, I'm a bookworm. I talk to Jesse a lot
Yep,
about,
that's me.
I read so much stuff in there. I don't know how it was put in me to educate myself and get ready to showcase who I am. When I was in there,
Yep,
I was in preparation. I was in the shop, when I realized that whatever was going on wasn't going to work for me, that it didn't have a positive end result, that it didn't have a white picket fence and a little girl and a little boy screaming and saying, Dad, come over here, and to give me
yep,
the wholeheartedness that I needed in my life that I didn't have growing up because I didn't have a father. I knew that it wasn't doing the things I was doing in prison for the first 15 years. Once that was clear to
yep,
me, I took a hold of my life and I realized that everything was a showcase for the next chapter. So every day I woke up, I studied something, I read something, I wrote something that I knew one day someone will hear me out on the street. You know what I mean? I don't
yep,
walk into a room thinking there's 99 people there to judge me. I'm looking at 99 people that are willing to give me an opportunity. You know what I mean?
yep.
So the more
That's how
I
you gotta look
learned,
at it. Absolutely.
the more I learned, the more opportunity that I set myself for when I hit that door. You know what I mean? So and then now
Yep,
that I'm out here, I'm like, dude, if I found a way to open up that steel door or whatever the fuck, if I found a way to open
yep,
that door, these wood doors out here, bro, they ain't shit to me. You feel me? Like, dude, they stay
yep. No,
open. You know what I
100%.
mean? Like, I don't even look at that.
Yep.
Like, I don't look at boundaries, bro. I already got ducats to go to medical. You know what I mean? I've already got called on the yard mic, to stay on the track.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
I'm done with that shit. You know what I mean? That's because
Yep.
society built a place for somebody like myself at the time that wasn't working in conformity with the rules set by society. I don't get into the details of the right or wrong. That's none of my business. Wasn't living in conformity with everybody else, right? And it's called that I was breaking something that was formed way before me. So who the fuck am I to say, oh man, you know what I mean, the DA and oh man, the judge? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, there's a dead body
100%.
right there, bro. You know what I mean? And I did
100%.
it.
Yep.
So when I
Yep.
realized that was like a adult timeout, and I realized that when I got out, there was equity in me. You know, society is putting an investment in you right now to feed you, to keep you
Yep.
safe, to wash your clothes. You know what I mean? To process your family through the
Le
visiting.
queda un restante de 60 segundos.
So it's like an investment. There's an investment in you. So when you get out, there's equity in you now. Are you gonna do good on that
100%.
investment? And if you do good by that investment and you demonstrate the best of yourself, society and the world or the manifestation or God, whatever you believe in, I tell you, bro, I'm proof that society, the world, God, anything you believe in, they'll come and they'll help you, bro. At any shore that you roll up on, there's gonna be people there to greet you, bro. Not to judge you,
100%.
right? I had to understand
The phone's
way
gonna
before
hang
I got up. Go
Esta
ahead.
llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
So the call's about to hang
I'm
up,
gonna call
Nacho.
back real quick.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna call back real quick. Give me a
All
second.
right.
Hey, you know, we gotta live this life right here, 15 minutes at a time.
What's up? Well, happy Easter, my man. What's going on, brother?
Hey man, Nacho man. Hey, happy Easter to you too. Hey, I appreciate you tapping in, man. You know, it's always a pleasure whenever you jump on these calls because you definitely bring in a different aspect that I could never imagine because I've never been in that type of situation and I never lived that life. But I do appreciate you. Let me
Hey,
see.
the inmate, but nah, that sounds kind of fucked up, man.
This call is
Este es
now being
Global
recorded.
Talent. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California.
I'll do one
Esta
more. I'll do
llamada
one
y
more
su
call and
número
then
de teléfono será
Okay, for
controlada
sure.
y
I
grabada.
want to see
You have a
what he
prepaid
says.
call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
Cinco.
Cinco.
Gracias por utilizar Global Talent.
Hello, David.
Oh, I'm back.
All
Yep.
right.
Nah, he was spitting gold right there, and it's 100% true. There's a lot of people that they're a little surprised when we take responsibility for the crimes that we committed. They're not used to that. When they ask, okay, well, what did you do? You know, it's like, okay, well, I took somebody's life. Well, yeah, but you know, was it self-defense? No, it wasn't. Well, you know, the fact of the matter is we're responsible for that person. Like Nacho said, this guy is gone. He's taken away from his family. He's dead. And if we don't understand our part in all of that, then we're still a threat to society. Because if we're so blind, we're not going to understand the situation when it presents itself in the future. And that's
Yeah.
what's powerful about the things that Nacho said. You know, you have to, you know, he's out there, he's paid his debt to society, but we'll forever be paying debts to the individuals that we harmed. 100% every single day. I
I'll
wake
see.
up and I'm a part of my community. I give back. Go ahead, Nacho.
Nah, I was gonna say like even no, that's great. I mean, I can't wait till you get out and then you know, I believe in God, bros. You know, I believe in the universe.
Yep.
I just learned like it's not me being political or being politically correct when I talk. It's just you know I've been conditioned a certain way, but
100%.
I'll say this like there's a deeper thing to that. There's a deeper thing about how do you forgive yourself. You know, and
Yep.
you're a bigger threat to society, bro, when you don't forgive yourself. When you still harbor,
Yep.
you know, resentments and you still harbor things like like I'm gonna say this. Like earlier today, I was watching something a couple of my buddies sent to me because I use social media for business and friends, but my friends and I, bro, we vibe on a different vibration, bro. We talk about some real shit. Like we yearn for groups like prison, fool. Because out here, 24 fools ain't gonna sit for 90 minutes and listen to my bullshit. That's for damn sure. You know what I mean? They're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So you're in a place, dog, where you can try and say and reciprocate all the ideas that you have around other like-minded men that you might not find out here 25 to get, even in a group of 25, 10 are there to fuck around. The other 15 will listen, but 5 are
Esta
hungry.
llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like out here, it's even less because you got bills. Your kids got to get picked up from school. Your girl's probably tripping. There's all kinds of shit going on, bro. So even if you go to AA out here, ain't no one really giving a fuck, dog. I'm sorry. They do, but they're there for themselves. You know what I mean? They're there to say, hey, you know what? I'm an alcoholic. Hey, this is what happened to me today. They're going to feel a weight uplift from them, and they're going to push. And they're gone. They're going to jump in their car. They're going to go home, deal whatever they got to deal with, right? But when you're in prison and you go to group, bro, I fucking yearn. I mean, it might sound crazy to people, but when we left group, that you, David, and I, or Jesse and I, or anybody and myself, we could vibe going back to our building, bro. And we could follow up real quick on what happened in the group. And the next day at Yard, we could talk about it again. And we don't have bills to pay, dog. We ain't tripping. We ain't selling dope no more. I don't know nobody at JPay. You know what I mean? I ain't holding nobody's phone. I don't have a phone. I could give a fuck of the squads on the yard. You know what I mean? Like this is something that is not out here. But thanks to that, I am who I am today. So to me, prison was a blessing, bro. I thank God that he put me in prison 23 years. You know what I mean? Because even the last day, bro, when I was walking out that yard, there's a real good friend of mine named Edward. And I knew him when from years, bro. We had riots against each other. Black dude, bro. And when I walked out, that fool put the water hose down on that yard right there where you're at. And he walked up to me and I never thought negatively like, oh, that fool's going to take off on me because I'm going home. You know what I mean? Nah, that fool came. I remember him wiping his right hand on the front of his pants. And he shook my hand and he said, hey, motherfucker, if they're letting you go home, I know I'm going to make it home. And I told you, hey, bro, when you come out, I'm going to take you to eat. That's the first thing we did. We went to his sister's pad. She actually cooked us food, bro. And he told me, hey, dog, like, I didn't like you. Like, I didn't understand you. I didn't know nothing. But the day that I knew that you were leaving, I was like, Dick, if you're going home, like, a motherfucker like me could go home. And I just said, hey, Edward, I said, I thank God I was there till that day. You know what I mean? Because it's about what you gave me. Like that was another little thing that I use every day to know that I didn't belong there, bro. Like you have to believe in your heart, David, that you don't belong right there. And if you believe that you don't belong, everything you do, even the way you talk, the way you feel, is going to be free. You know what I mean? You have to exercise, because out here, there's too many people that they have everything they want. I know people out here that are super wealthy, bro, and they're in prison in their life. I don't say nothing to them, but I know the feeling. You know the feeling, right? And that feeling is a lot of value in it. That's all the equity of keeping you alive instead of executing you. You know what I mean? So that's like, I don't even know how else to say it, but I got all the faith in the world that obviously Jesse and yourself, you'll be out here and we could record this, but I owe you a dinner. So when you come out, and I'm not like other people that say I'm gonna take you to a steak dinner. I'm not gonna take you to a steak dinner. I'll take you to some fucking tacos.
I was like, damn, hey. I was ready to bring my alligator skin boots. My alligator skin boots that James bought me and my Yep. Yep. I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to go get me a suit.
Nah, bro. It's like,
I was just kidding.
it's just,
I
hey,
know,
bro,
I'm
just hey, wherever you're different, this what I say that wherever you are different, wherever you one time felt that if you showed that part of yourself, someone might laugh or someone might take you wrong or you might feel goofy, bro. I want you to emphasize that part of yourself. That's your realest part of yourself. All right? And in there, you might not be popular, dog, but you don't want to be popular in there. Forget about that. That don't even worry about that. You know what I mean? Just be yourself, bro. Fucking work on that. Iron sharpens iron. So you're with Jesse. I know you guys are, sparks are flying in that motherfucker. So, hey, bro, just do that, and before you know it, bro, you'll be out here too.
Yep, no, it's true. And what I've done is I've embraced my inner nerd. It's what I am now. It's what I am, man. I'm educated. I'm gonna have. Yep, I'm gonna have multiple college degrees by July, and I'm gonna have like 3 more in by the fall of 2025. So I'm gonna get.
Then we can hire you. Then if you got all that, then we'll hire you. It's like this. Like now I do brands, right? I'm not gonna talk about brands, but I have a new brand that I'm gonna do, and it's called it's called the Chosen, right? The Chosen. Yeah. But the slogan of the hoodie is "Don't Pick Me." So it's gonna be called the "Don't Pick Me" brand, right? But I'm gonna do it like for mental health and like for teens because I already have another brand that's doing well. So now I'm gonna do something, because look, you gotta understand this too. You have, we all have shame. We all have a little bit of guilt. We're always gonna harbor some of that, bro. We're never gonna be completely out of all that, right? We're always gonna grieve that that we were in prison a long ass time and that we didn't enjoy all this time and blah blah blah. We're always gonna harbor some of that. But always, like when you're on an airplane, I don't know if you've ever been on an airplane, but when you're on an airplane, the pilot tells you that when the masks come down, you got to put your mask on first before you put it on somebody else, even your kids. Yeah. All right. He says when the masks come down, put it on. Once you put it on, help the person next to you. When we get out of prison, we tend to put the mask on everybody else because we believe that we're good to breathe anywhere. And you know what, bro? You're going to run out of breath a lot. I did it myself. All right? Don't do those mistakes. Breathe first. When you get out, there's nothing wrong with being selfish. It's good to be selfish when you're mindful about your surroundings, right? Selfishness is another thing, right? But take care of yourself. Yeah. Think of the future, right? And breathe. Always breathe, bro. Always breathe. Because if not, you're going to be running in circles trying to change the world that is not really the whole world. You know what I mean? You got to meet the world before you can help the world. You know what I mean? And you never met it. Trust me, because the way you looked at it wasn't the same way you're going to look at it now.
It's different. Yep.
So meet the world first. Accept the help, meet the world, and make a change. That's it.
No, it's cool. It's true. We have an opportunity here, Jesse and I, because we're finishing up our general education. So we're going to be starting San Diego State for our bachelor's degree in August. So I'm going to get started with my boy right here. And
that's right.
Man, it's going to be crazy to be in there with them, And out of everything that transpired, and he's not going to be able to finish, but I know he'll be able to finish out there. And you're right. I've been thinking about it where it's like, man, when I get out, what am I going to do? I've been gone for so long. I'm going to be gone for over 2 decades by the time I get out of here. And I think, well, I have to be selfish. I have to get my life on track. I have to focus on the things I need to focus on. And I'm lucky that, I have family by my side. I have my wife. She's a very strong woman, and I have her with me as well. And so I'm not alone in this. I have a good support network out there. I have a good community of ex-lifers that are out there. So, man, I feel really, I'm really fortunate, to have people like you in my life, to have Jesse, to have this man. It's going to be amazing out there. And I just have to do what I got to do in here. And anything they want to do to help me increase my equity in here, I'm going to take advantage of it.
There you go.
That's what it is.
Yeah, bro. I mean, shit. I love this stuff, bro. Like, I just don't participate in it. Like, I went different. Like, I tell Jesse, like, I didn't go to ARC, bro. I didn't go to Homeboys. I mean, I took help. I needed help. We all need
Yeah.
help, bro.
Yep.
We need to be around people that are kind of walked our path too in a way, right? But not get
For sure.
caught up in their footprints. Do you get what I'm saying? You can meet them at the
Yep.
corner because there's dudes, bro, that work in nonprofits and they do great things, but they've been there forever,
Yeah.
right? I don't know
Yeah.
your dreams, but my dreams were different. They do work that I can't do. You know what I mean? I can't go back into prisons every week. I can't do that, dog. You know why? Because I didn't like prison. I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
As much as I love Jesse and I love you and I love a lot of good motherfuckers in there, I don't want to go back right there. Why do I want to go back, dog? I'd rather make a difference out here and do something or maybe inspire somebody. I don't know, but I don't want to go back in there. That's just me.
Yeah.
But I salute those that do. You know what I mean? And I shake their hand. You know what? I don't really say this. I think this is maybe one of the first times I say it like out loud. It's like, hey, you know what? And that's just because I go back to this saying, David, I want to share this with you. And I want you to share it with Jesse. I don't know if I told him, but it's a saying that I have that says, not because I can, it means I should. All right? Not because I could walk in a dark alley and I'm not afraid, it means I should walk down a dark alley because I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not because I could go fuck that girl and take her out and take her to a Momo, it means I should. You know what I mean? Not because I could drive fast, it means I should. All these things are the daredevil things that I had with me when I got out of prison. Because when I got out of prison, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm good. I could just, like, who's going to do something to me? Like, I just came out of there. Like, you know, I'm like Teflon, you know what I mean? And
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
that is not correct.
Yeah.
That is not correct. You know what I mean? Because you have to showcase who you are first. You know, how are you going to come out and just talk your way through life? You can't. You could do it in prison because there's so many things you could do. But out here, you got to show your way through life. You got to work
Esta
hard.
llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And show who you are in that sense. But,
I know the call's about to hang up.
Yep. I'm going to give a call back right now. James, you got another call?
Yeah, for sure. And then Nacho, so I know you said that you this was going to be the last one. I got a question from you from Vilma, and she wanted to know if you got out the first time that you went to in front of the parole board.
no, I got denied the first time 5 years, but I went back in 3 and they let me out.
Okay, all right.
And I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready the first time. The reason I wasn't ready was because I was talking about changing the world out here. Like, you know, when I get out, I'm gonna help you. Maybe I should wait. Maybe I should answer that.
call is now being
Global
recorded.
Talent. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un
I'll be right back.
individuo
Okay,
encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Utilizar Global Link.
Hello, David.
Cool, man.
So the question, what was the question?
So there was a question for Nacho from Vilma, and she wanted to know if Nacho got out on the first, or if he was found suitable the first time he went in front of the parole board.
Yeah, no, and the answer is no. I got denied 5 years the first time, but then because my psych evaluation was good for 3 years, I had got a high psych evaluation, like the worst of the worst. They even recommended me to, like, to stay there forever. But then when I went back, I spoke to the commissioner that day, and I'll just share, like, quickly, Commissioner Roberts, like, he showed me the door. Like, you know, when I went to that board hearing, like, I seen the door. He told me the door. Like, he really clarified what I needed to do. And I was really honest with myself. So I'll say this. I wasn't ready that day because I was talking to him about, oh yeah, when I get out, I'm going to help struggling youth and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. You know what we all say. You know, which is true. We should do it. But he told me, what about us? He said, what about us in here? And I looked at him like a deer in headlights because I didn't understand the question. And he said, what about us, Medina? He said, what about all the drugs you brought in here? What about all the people you hurt in here? What about the officers that you hurt in here? You don't want to help us? And I looked at him and I was like, oh shit. Like I didn't say shit. I said, oh, I got it. I got you. He goes, okay. He goes, well, if you do that, when you come back, I'll let you go home. He just told me like that, you know, on the end of the hearing, right? And you know what he said? He was like, well, if you traffic drugs, how come you don't traffic something else? You know what I mean? If you're good at networking, I can see by your record that you were able to do a lot of things. How come you're not doing them in here? Right? And I was like, oh shit, like you're fucking right. Right? So what I did, I was blessed enough to, I just got out of the shoe. They actually let me out of the shoe to go to board, which was really why they didn't let me out, because I only had like fucking 5 months on the yard after years in the shoe. But so I went back onto the yard. There was only like AANA, but there was a group of guys, like a couple of Jessies out there, you know what I mean? A couple of Davids out there. We all kind of got together. We started reaching out to community colleges. This is in 2016, bro. 2017. So I was on level 4 too. There was no programs. It was in shit. You know, AA was like 45 people, and 40 people were there to pass phones and drugs, and everybody, and the 5 of us were trying to hear each other through the crowd. You know what I mean? And I was blessed enough to be a part of a good crew of people that within 2 years, like we had a mural painted on the yard. We had like 3 college university classes, professors coming to teach us. You know, we just really started advocating, you know. I would write 20 letters a week, maybe more. I used to write Disney, HBO, Netflix, fucking community colleges. I'll write City Hall. I'll write the DA's office. Like I was sending them, hey, come help us. Come help us help ourselves. Come help us help ourselves. Everybody. I would write every week, nonstop. So when I went back to board, I was only in there 15 minutes, fool. 50, I went in there. All they did was spell your name. All they asked me was, have I seen the victims? What would I do? I said, I would respect them. I wouldn't say nothing. Okay. And the other guy said, where was I going to live? I gave them the address. They said they were good. They got me out of the room. 5 minutes later, I came back in. They said I was granted parole. Wow. Because for 3 years, all I did was traffic hope. You know what I mean? So that's another brand, you know, D2H. Is I went from trafficking dope to trafficking hope. Right? So it's dope to hope. You know what I mean? And trafficking hope is more hard than trafficking dope. Because trafficking dope, you don't follow the rules. You do it as you please and you push yourself through. Trafficking hope, you gotta mind every single level in order to serve the purpose. Right? And if you're not correct, it'll never work. Hope will never outlast the darkness if you yourself are full of shit. So there was many times, it's like when you want to hit, you know, when you want to bring in dope the first time and you get the mule or the girl don't pick it up or the feria didn't get there and you're wondering, you know, those motherfuckers that are 10 years and they're still waiting on that one clavo. You know what I mean? Right? It's the same thing, dog. It's the same thing, bro. Same principle, dog. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm talking about. So it's transferring those skills, right? And using it for hope. And I'll tell you what, you know why I do what I do today?
Esta
Because
llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
David, I'm gonna end with this. You know why if Jesse tells you these stories of what I'm doing, like now what I'm doing is like crazy what I'm doing now. But you know why I am where I am? Because believe it or not, some of those people that receive my letters have now met me. And they're like, you're the motherfucker that used to send me all these letters. You know what I mean? Crazy. And it's true. You're right here. Like, what the fuck, you know? And they want to be part of the story.
I told you.
Yeah, no. Life out here is all part of a story, fool. Are you the villain of your story or the hero of your story? You know what I mean? And when people come in your path in your life, they're coming in your story. And they're gonna look back at your story, at your chapters, and they're gonna be like, damn, the way it's knitted together, this is exciting. This story merits my attention. And that's when people remember you. So then people started remembering me. Then I continued going. I continued to go. Defying the odds. I mean, none of my family are actors. None of my family are producers. None of my family have a clothing brand. None of my family worked on tours. None of my family are nothing like that, bro. Nobody in my family could have ever taught me what I did, but I love them because I'm different, right? But I created my future from that prison cell.
Yep. No, it's true, man. You did, and I've heard it. I've heard it. I know what you're doing out there. Me and Jesse would talk about it, and it's inspiring to me because I'm a writer. It's what I do. I'm really good at telling stories, articulating things, and my bachelor's degree from SDSU is going to be a journalism degree, and so that's exciting to me because
I like
man,
that.
they're going to really they're going to hone my skills. I'm going to have a bachelor's degree in journalism from San Diego State University. And
That's right.
if I can't do something with that, man, then, I don't know, I don't know what else they can possibly give me.
Bro, I'm looking for
Man.
professionals.
Yeah. And it's exciting. It's exciting that you're a part of that, man, and everything you're doing, and you're always an inspiration, man. Jesse shows me the pictures and stuff like that, and it's just, we all had within ourselves that we just spent all this. It's like, man, it's such a waste of life, but you're showing that you're showing what we can do. You and a lot of other brothers out there, man, that are out there just doing the most, man.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Hey, and I'm gonna share this. This happened to me the other day. I was walking my puppy. I was at the beach. All right. And I'm a tall guy. I used to be a little fat when I was younger. Then I started using coke and drinking and all that. Then, obviously I lost weight, right? But then I went to prison. And I always liked to play basketball. I remember I played popcorn or football over here in my area in Southeast LA. When I was really, really young, like 13, 14. I'm 6'3". I'm a big guy. And I'm walking my puppy. I'm wearing jeans and some shoes. And I walk up to a basketball court, fool. And I'm watching these fools warm up, and they're throwing the ball. And there's a gang of them, fools. So there's more than 10 people. So, you know what I mean? So they're going to play full court. And I'm at Venice Beach, so there's ballers out there, fool, And I'm with my puppy, dog. My puppy's a little brown puppy. Actually, I could look gay walking this fucking puppy. He's so small, you know what I mean? Either I could look like a creep or I could look just weird, you know what I mean? But the point is that some fool walks up to me, bro, that he's balling, some white fool, and he fucking comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, you're balling? You want to get in?" And I look, fool, there's like 20 people warming up. And I looked for the nacho in the crowd, the one that was shooting from the 3-point line, hoping that he would get picked.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I turned around and I started crying, fool. I was like, he fucking picked me, dog. I was like, and I want to cry right now. I was like, he picked me, dog. And I wasn't even ready to ball, dog. And he picked me, fool. Like, he could see me.
Yeah.
People could see me now. And you know what that made me? That made me feel like, fuck. Like, I was like, that's right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what, fuck. And that's what it's all about. When you walk up, let yourself be seen. And everything that you didn't get picked for, you're going to belong to now. Because I didn't feel picked by that vato. I felt chosen. You know what I mean? I didn't feel picked anymore. I felt chosen, bro. Because I wasn't even dressed to play. And he chose me.
Yeah. Yep. No, no, I understand. Everything just, it's kind of like life, it gets us to these moments where everything is just clear. You kind of see like, man, you finally made it, man. You finally made it in your life and you're living your true potential and everything.
I like what you said. I think that in some ways, I thank you for this. That was it. Like that was one of those doors that made me feel that I made it. That was one of those doors that made me feel like I could walk in anywhere, and feel like, I'm going to be chosen again. Let me continue walking up to other courts. Let me continue walking up to other doors. Someone's going to come in and say, hey, what's up? You ready? You know what I mean? That's what I learned in there. Like what I'm trying to say to you, and I said to Jesse before I left, that just get ready for the showcase. Get ready to show yourself. You're not returning to nothing, fool. You're still in society, fool. Prison is society. Like, you're not returning to anything, fool. You've been part of it. You're like, just like you're in your loved ones' hearts and their mind, you're in other people's minds, because we're intrigued now. Now that I'm getting to talk to you, I know that from now on, I'm going to be intrigued. What's David going to do? You know what I mean? Because I know you now. The more you put yourself out there, they're going to be like, what's David going to do? They're going to watch you.
Yep. I'm going to do what I do.
What's up with you, though, Jesse?
I got a couple.
Oh no, Jesse's not on right now.
Jesse not on.
Jesse, he's on a visit right now.
I mean, James, my bad.
Oh,
James.
hey man, I'm just here, trying to, facilitate these phone calls and whatnot, try to make these connections. I do a lot of these parole board hearings and initial appearances and whatnot. So I definitely like to tap in with Jesse and David, so they could share and give insight, about their experience. Because I know a lot of people, as me, are intrigued by prison at different levels. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get these people to get to know people like you, people like Jesse, people like David, to humanize you guys. You guys made a horrible choice, and you guys are showing that you guys are changed people. So I want people to see that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Cool, man. Now, we always appreciate you. Yep. It was good. I feel motivated right now.
Hey, David's about to go play. He's about to go play basketball.
Oh, hey, and then I'll share this. I'll share. Fuck it, since So 2-3 days ago. So now I work at a merchandise place at a company. I got hired to be a creative director again and manage like a huge company. Like, we work, like, we do all kinds of shit. Like the Super Bowl clothes.
Un restante de 60 segundos.
We did we do all kinds of shit. But the point that I'm saying is that my boss, the owner, he's Mexicano. He sent me on a mission to go get these stones from a shop. And I pride myself in always coming back with the bag, bro. So I went out to that place. I had 2 people helping me to look for them. I couldn't find them. I came back. I didn't have them. I held something inside of me the whole day. The next morning, the boss shows up with a little bag with a stack of the little stones, to iron them onto this garment for this artist. And I looked at him and I said, hey, I told him in Spanish, you found them. Where did you find them? He said, right there, where I told you. And when he said that, the balls of my feet, I started like I was pumped up, because he just said that I was pumped up. And he looked at me, he stopped what he was doing. He goes, what are you doing? And I said, hey, I got a lot to learn from you. I said, I pride myself in coming back with whatever I'm sent for. And that's how I got to where I am today. I said, but you got me, right? I said, so thank you, bro. Thank you for letting me work with you. And I look forward to learning from you, bro. And I went like this. I said, because you found something that I was supposed to find for you. So that means that I'm not providing a full service. And that means that I have to be honest with myself that I got a lot to learn from you. Right? And that's how I operate. I get excited, fool. I don't get checked. You know what I mean? Because I'm at the right place. I like to be around people that challenge me.
He's calling back. Say the 15 minutes were up. So
you get what I'm saying, James?
Yeah, I absolutely get
This
what you're
call is now being recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
Yeah,
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
David.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
What up,
No, it's
Marlene? I see you. All right, so
Marlene, King Gary.
that's right.
Yep.
yeah.
Nah, it's cool.
No, I was saying, where did I cut off, David?
About the rocks that you came back with the little stones. The little
Yeah,
stones.
no. So I came back
And
without him, right, on Thursday
yeah.
afternoon. So it was
Uh-huh.
late. It was already like, cause we leave like at 5 or 6, whatever. And then, so the next morning when I'm at the shop, boss walks in and he has a little plastic bag and I can see the little rolls of the little stones, cause they got to get ironed on. And I asked him,
Yeah.
you know Spanish, David? Do you know Spanish?
No, I don't speak
Okay.
the Spanish.
So,
No.
so I'll say it in English. He said, I told him, hey, you found them. And he said, yeah. And he's already like working on it, right? And I said, he go, where did you
Yeah.
find them? And he said, right there where I sent you. And when he said that, fool, like, I think he could tell like my shoulders were going up and like the balls of my feet, like my heels were and he looked at
Yeah.
me like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on, right? And I go, nah,
Yeah.
man. I go, thank you for letting me work with you. I got a lot to learn from you, man. And I said, I pride
Yeah.
myself with coming back with the bag. I pride myself with doing the mission. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm excited, fool, when someone does something or when I can't figure something out that someone sends me to
Yeah.
do. When I come back hungry. I don't come back defeated. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't
For
because
sure.
I've already beat myself so many times that I would never let nobody beat me again. Not like that. It's not a challenge. It's like beat me down. Like if he would have been like, oh yeah, you're stupid. You're what the fuck. I'm not gonna send you anymore. I wouldn't even been cool with that dude. Like I would never even work with him. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
know that he's a good
For
person
sure.
and he's seen something in me, obviously. Because bro, I work with people that
Esta
never even
llamada
don't
y
even
su
have like
número de
people
teléfono
in jail.
será
Like
controlada y
you know
grabada.
what I mean? Like these people are not they don't
Yep.
have nothing like to say, oh yeah, like we're connected or something. Nah, bro, like my story is like alien to them, right? But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that when I come up short, I never feel less. When I come up short,
Yeah.
I feel intrigued. I feel excited because that means I'm fucking with people that are challenging me. And I only want
Yep.
to be around people that challenge me because I've been around too many motherfuckers that are just trying to sell the same lyrics with different beats.
No, it's
You
true.
feel me? Because there's only so many
Yep.
gang ways that you could do a gang thing. There's only so many ways that you can sell cocaine. You know what I mean? There's only so many ways that you can make your life.
Yep. For sure.
So it's like,
Yep.
yeah, bro.
No, that's cool.
But yeah, that's. I'm just a nerd, fool.
No, that's cool. No, I appreciate stuff like that too. I seen it right there. That's how I am, man. That's why I like being in school. I just love it, man. I'm already like thinking, well, what am I gonna do after my bachelor's? Can I get a master's?
Yeah,
And here, do I gotta wait? Yeah, I'm motivated.
yeah,
Motivated for that.
yeah.
I'm always motivated to learn new stuff.
Well, that's the next step
That's
that they
cool,
let you
man.
guys get a master's in there. But to do a master's, you have to do an internship, and I don't know if you could do that in there. You could probably do some of the
No, yeah, that's
stuff.
what
You could do some of the
yeah,
stuff and then keep it pending. So when you get out,
that's what I heard. Something about an internship.
yeah, you
Yep,
have
I
to
did hear
do
that.
a. It's like when you're gonna get your doctorate and you're gonna be a doctor. You have to go practice on things and do things before you graduate. So
Yep.
to get a master's and all that, like let's say in business, you have to intern in businesses, get the credits, and then you do your final papers based on stuff like that.
Yeah. You have to do original research and all kinds of stuff, huh?
Yeah. So
There's
it's
all kinds of things that you got to do. Yep.
yes. But I mean, you could do it
No,
when you get out here, bro. Like, how old are you, if you don't mind
for
me
sure.
asking?
I'm 43.
Oh, 33 or 23?
43. No, no, I'm 43.
Ándale.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, that's
43.
good. You're still. And how much longer do you think you'll be in there? 43 or 23? Ándale. Okay, that's good. You're still. And how much longer do you think you'll be in there? 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43. 43.
I think I'll be gone no later than 2031.
Okay. And you've been down 15?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been down 15. I become eligible for board under elderly parole when I'm, okay, so they said when I'm 50, because I got 40 to life. I got 40 years to life. So I'm eligible for parole in 2031 on my 50th birthday. That's when I can
So,
go to board.
so you
But
got 25 or 15 to life?
no, I have 40 years to life.
I know, I understand that, but the controlling case was 15 to life or 25 to
Oh,
life?
15. No, 15.
Okay.
15 to life.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got 25 to life for the firearm enhancement.
Okay. Well, I kind of had the same thing. I mean, why don't you just put something in now after you
Well, I
graduate
can't
this
because,
time?
okay, well, when I graduate, I'm gonna put in for well, I can't put in a commutation because they reopened my case right now. So I'm open for resentencing right now, but it's in Riverside County. So we're doing a push to have the 25 to life gun enhancement taken off.
Yeah, but the
That's
gun
what I'm trying to
enhancement
get right
can.
now.
Yeah, but the gun enhancement thing can oversee your controlling case. Like me, like I got
Yeah,
15 on life. I got 15 on life and then life for the gun. But the gun doesn't
yeah,
oversee the controlling case. So you could just like that shit's not even I mean, from my knowledge, I don't know, maybe something passed 3 months ago that I don't know about. But
yeah,
you should put in, if you've done 15 years, technically you're on your life term already. If you're doing good,
yep,
you don't hurt
yep,
writing a letter to the judge or submitting a habeas of some sort. You never hurt yourself by trying. From what I'm hearing out here is that, oh, okay, so you can fight, but I mean, again, if you don't forgive that young child in you, you're always gonna believe
yeah,
what other people tell you. You know what I mean? You're always gonna believe because
yep.
you're gonna need someone to kind of like walk you. I'm just being super honest with you. I'm just being super honest.
No, yeah, no, it's true.
But if you
Yep,
start to exercise that you don't belong there, and you write
yeah,
letters and you put a habeas, do a clemency, whatever, it doesn't matter. It shows
yeah.
a record that you're already knocking on that fucking door. Right?
Well,
Somewhere down the line, someone will send you back a letter, say, "Hey, you know what, Mister So and So, hey, I received your letter. Yeah, we can't aid you because of this law, but you know what? Maybe try this one. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Just
No,
do it, bro.
my case is completely open right now. I have a whole, yeah, my case is completely open for resentencing. So
And then when
everything
you get
that
in
I
front
would
of the
get from the
judge,
habeas, yeah, I'm
which
gonna go in
I
front of the
went to,
judge. Yep.
I went to a couple hearings of resentencing too, and I tell the
Yeah.
guys, 2 out of 3 of them got out. I told the guy, I say, hey, wait, when you get in front of the judge, you tell your state appointed, your private attorney, or whoever the hell's representing you, or yourself, get up and address the court.
Yeah.
Get up and tell the
Yep.
judge, short and sweet. You know what I mean? Just short and sweet.
Yep.
As a human being though, not that, oh yeah, the victims is. Nah, just be like, hey, I understand what happened. This is what it is, and this is who I am. And you're pretty much not begging them, but you're telling them, hey, I'm ready to go. Like I don't belong here anymore. They want to
Yep.
hear that. They want to hear you fucking. They want to feel the vibe. You know what I mean? It's a vibe,
Yep.
dog, that you're free. He has to see that you're free, even though you're in the jumpsuit.
Yep.
That's like the
No, it's true.
readiness. That's the readiness, you know? But yeah, I mean, I urge you to start to practice to make that last push for your freedom. You know what I mean? If you already done
Yep.
15 years, your controlling case is 15 in life. Hey, say that. I
Yep.
remember that. Read your transcript. Read your transcript. In the transcript, it'll say controlling case. Then it says enhancements. Look at the dictionary.
Yeah.
Enhancements are something that goes. It's like a glaze over the bread, right? But the bread is the bread.
Yep.
If you already served the bread,
Yep.
go after it. And then let them
No, it's
correct
true.
you. Let the court correct you. Don't let the yard correct you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let the court correct you.
Yep.
Because honestly, there's a lot of times, even for myself, that when you get out here, you realize you're like, damn, I didn't know I could have just did that right there. That little packet that some fool random on the yard had my freedom 5 years ago. And I was over here thinking what Homeboy was doing because I fuck with Homeboy and that's how he did it. I wanted to do it like that. You know what I mean? Find your own reassurance. Find
Yeah.
your own path. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Don't go
No,
for the
it's true.
comfortable shit. Don't. You never want to be comfortable in prison. You know, when I stopped painting my
Never.
cell and waxing the floor, it's when I knew I was going to get out.
Yeah.
Because I could give a fuck about how my cell looks. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be comfortable in there. What the fuck I want to be comfortable in there? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I was like, fuck
No,
that. As long as it's, I'll hook up my house when I get it. You know?
Yep. No, it's true. Yep. You gotta get out of this damn place.
Hey,
Yep.
Nacho,
No,
let me,
it's true. And I'm gonna do that. Yep.
I got a question for you from Tammy. Tammy wants to know how long has Nacho been out?
May 8th of next month will be 4 years. Yes. Yes. And it feels like 20.
4 years.
It feels like 20 years.
Yep. You got a lot done in 4 years. I seen your rides. Guess who was showing me your them cars? I was like, man, that's nice.
Hey, bro, but it's
Yep.
clean. Like out here, bro.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I've driven drunk. I've smoked weed. I've done a couple lines. I fucked around with girls maybe I shouldn't fuck with. Not like I don't fuck my homeboys' girls, nothing like that. There's enough tail out there. You know, I done all that. Short, like the first year and a half, you know, blah blah. We all go through it. I got married, I got divorced. It wasn't a mistake, it was a lesson. But the last year and a half, bro, I went back to the fundamentals. I went back, like I could show you, like if I show you, bro, if I show you, this is my office. Like, I have my office. I have my office. Like the same thing I had written all over in my cell on the walls is the same thing.
Yeah.
I have all my notebooks. Look, I still read the very things that I would write in prison. I have to read them sometimes to recall things. Like this is like 1/16 of 2020. You know, this was like a year before I got out. Like a year or so before I got out. And I was writing, I was writing, shame is about the fear of disconnection. When we feel shame, we are in fear of being ridiculed or seen as a failure. Like I was writing like these little lines, like these little things, and randomly I'll open my notebooks and I'll read something and I remember when I wrote it, and then I'll look back and I'll just be like, hey, what the hell? Because I always beat myself up. We all do it. We're men, bro. It's hard to be a man out here. It's hard to be a man, dog. It's hard to get out of your door, go out, get the bag, and come back and face your children and your wife, dog. You know what I mean? If you have them, it's hard to go out and you do what you do and you come back, and as a man, you feel that maybe this day you didn't get everything you needed to get out of it. And sometimes there's 10, 15 days in a row that you feel,
Esta llamada
or
y
that
su
month,
número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
or that month that just goes by your life and you're like, damn, as a man, you're like, damn, I wanted to do this and I didn't do it. The car still
Le
looks the
queda
same.
un restante
You know,
de 60 segundos.
it's hard, bro, because people don't help men like they help other. They don't, because they expect us to know it sometimes. You know, and we don't. We got a lot to learn. But hey, fool, I love you. I know I talk a lot, but I love you.
Love you too, my
All
friend.
right, and take care. Say hi to Jesse. And but I
Yep,
have to go.
will.
I have to go to my mom's, fool. You know, and if you have your mom, you're blessed. But yeah, I love you guys, man.
Yep,
Thank you,
I do.
James.
Hey, thank you,
Yep.
Nacho. I appreciate
you
you,
too, man.
taking time out of your day.
Yep.
Yeah. All right,
Yep,
brother.
and, I'll give
Love
you a
you
call.
guys, man.
I'll give you a call back, James.
All right, for sure.
Yep,
Thank
too,
you. All
Nacho.
right, you guys have a good one.
All right,
You
cool.
too, man.
Okay.
Happy Easter,
Yep.
fool.
All right, happy Easter to you too, Nacho. Gracias.
Gracias, güey.
Have a good one. All right. So hey, for those of you that are just coming in right now, we're currently on the line with David, and we also had Nacho. Nacho was sharing some of his journey with us. Hey, Marlene, are you still in here, Marlene? If you are, let me know. And I saw you tap in a little while ago. Let me see. And I appreciate everybody that's tuning in today. I know this is a little bit different than what you guys are used to. I know a lot of you guys like these court cases and whatnot, but this is the other side of the coin. All right, let's go ahead and plug him in.
This call is now being recorded.
Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela. Será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Tel-Link.
Hey man, he's always inspiring us.
Nah, man. Yeah, hey, Nacho, man, real motivational. A lot of what he says, man, I listen to, and man, I'm definitely amazed at the things he's accomplished in the last 4 years since he's been out. He's done more than a lot of people have done in their lifetime. So, definitely got to recognize what he's done.
Yep. I'm standing here with my with the flag. It says "Si se puede" on it.
Si se puede.
Roll.
That's right. That's right.
Puede. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Ready to roll. But hey, do we got a bunch of questions that are backed up?
Let me double check. Let me go back right here. Let me see here. So let me see. Hey, thank you for that daily heart, Don. I really appreciated you. Hey, my apologies, guys. I wasn't ignoring your questions or your comments. You just sometimes, these conversations get deep, and I can't, cut them off. Let me see. Cat writes, it's odd. It's odd a country that G's are legal give such long sentences for possession when no one has been hurt. Yeah, it's they'll definitely stretch you out. But you know what? At the end of the day, the state's trying to make their money off of all the individuals they can, and hey, the more people in prison, the more money somebody's getting rich right out here. Let me see. Rodney.
Yeah, for sure.
Roddy wrote, "True story. I live in shame and guilt all the time." Junior asked, "Can we see them?" Unfortunately, Junior, right now on this call here, it's a phone call, so there is no video on this. But from time to time we do jump on video visits whenever it's allowed. But sometimes it's a bumpy ride because somebody keeps on cutting off our video visits whenever we do them. Let me see. Cha Cha Road. He's so
I'm
parade.
going to day room.
Are you gonna go to day room today? Right now?
Yeah, in about 5 minutes. Yeah.
You want to try some video visits? Shit, we could do it. Huh?
I can try. Huh? Yep, I could try it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, yeah, let's try. Hey, do you guys want to see David jump on a few video visits? Let me know in the chat. If you guys do, then we'll go ahead and do some video visits today, and we'll bring him on. Let me know.
Yep.
Huh?
Hey, but
yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this though.
All right.
So if we do the because the kiosks work, but they're probably gonna be full.
Uh-huh.
But when we go on it like 1 o'clock,
yeah,
I'm gonna need about a 15-minute break because I gotta go take a shower.
Okay, no, for sure. Well, if you want, what we could do right now, if you want, we could part ways right now. Hit me up when you're ready, and then we'll go ahead and start it back up. Because I need a break myself too. I've been on since like 9 a.m. So, but yeah, hey, shit.
Well,
hey.
I came in from yard. I came in from yard at 11:15, and we called it 11:30, so I couldn't get my bird bath in.
Okay.
So I just been kind of sitting here not touching nothing. I've been walking around in the middle of the cell, because I can't touch nothing because I'm all, I feel like I'm dirty from the yard.
Yeah.
But I'll take a quick shower.
Yeah.
They open up day room at 1.
Uh-huh.
They open up day room at 1 o'clock, so I'll be ready to go by, if you want, like 1:30.
For sure. Hey, well, that's perfect. I'll go do my thing. I'll set everything up, get the screen ready so everybody can see you. And man, you guys heard it. You guys want to see him? He'll be on. You guys will be able to see him. And this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm not guarding the questions. I'm gonna put up the questions on the wall. He'll be able to read the questions himself. So get them questions ready, and he'll be able to read them off for himself. I'll let we're gonna bring. He can't come out to TikTok, but we could bring the TikTok to him if that makes any sense. I don't know to you guys. He'll be able to read. Be like, hey, this is gonna be the first TikTok in Centinela, 100%. Thank you guys. Appreciate you guys. If
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we'll see you guys in about half hour, if you will.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. Erlina writes, "Happy Easter." Let me see. It makes great sense,
Yep.
right, Lori? Kimberly writes, "If you will." Connor writes,
If you will.
100%. And let me see. Linda writes, now they change. So in London or Britain, they changed the names from Her Majesty Prison to His Majesty's Prison, if you will. Let me see. Roddy writes,
All the
love you,
same.
Dave. Be safe. Happy Easter.
Yep.
Hey,
Thank you guys.
appreciate you
Yep.
guys. So we're gonna go in part ways, but we'll be back shortly in about 32 minutes. All right.
Yep. Be back. All right, James. Well, I'll see you then. All right.
Okay. All right, for sure. Hey, like I said right here, lights like a candle.
All
Once
right,
you
man.
blow it out,
Hey,
it's lights out.
it's myself.
And with that,
Rato.
we're out. Rato. Hey, you're welcome. I'll be back. I gotta get ready.